just a reminder, use that breath, use that exhale, the ha. Right? So just practice that nice, relax. Open the throat, open the mouth. It's that if you do it fast, it's like a gasp, right? Or a yawn. Like, and just practice that ha, that quick letting go, ha. And it doesn't have to be a whole body thump, right? That you don't have to throw your body down, but just that ha. And then relax and let the rest of the breath come out from there. Okay. Okay, extend the legs all the way out. Put your mind in your hips. And I researched that it's the hip joint. It's not the pelvic joint. The whole area is the pelvic. So I finally decided I better get that definition accurate. So the hip joint is the qua. So I've been really emphasizing, right, putting your mind in the hip joint, in these joints, and the lower dantian, especially when standing. When you do standing, practice that. Letting this turn, letting it fold, letting it turn, and just thinking about these points. And somebody had that question. I said, no, you just have to think. You just have to put your mind right in these 2 points, especially when standing and walking. Okay, from there. Okay. Bring the hands up slowly. Imagine something pulling the fingers up, just dragging the hands up, and you're stretching from inside out. The spine is expanding, but we have to relax at the same time. Sung. You have to sung. You have to relax while we're creating our form, while we're expanding. Drop the shoulders. Make sure the elbows, the wrist, all the joints are loose, and then expand a little bit more. And the legs have to expand down. And relax the center. Relax everything in between, the bottom of the feet and the fingertips. So everything falls into place and can expand by itself. So you have to constantly let it fall and then expand a little and then relax and let it expand a little and let it relax and let it expand. And slowly just work your way out so you get longer and longer. Yeah. You ever seen when they make shrimp tempura and you eat shrimp tempura and you think like, wow, I never saw shrimp that big before, that long before, right? And if you watch how they make it, they put little scores and then they stretch it out and little scores and stretch it out, and little scores and stretch it out, and they keep doing that a little at a time. And that's what we're doing, right? Relaxing the joint, then expanding, then relax a little bit more and expand some more, relax and expand, relax and expand. So you have to keep on checking the joints, checking the muscles, checking everything in between the top of the head, the bottom of the feet, and the fingertips and the palm. And all that has to relax and then expand, relax and expand. And then the body can get longer and longer and longer and longer. Right? And listen to that relaxation. Okay? So one more time, just expanding. Let the lumbar expand, the spine expand. And imagine that energy flowing in the bones. Flowing, moving through the bones. We have to stimulate the bone marrow. We have to stimulate the body to create new bone cells, new muscle cells, new blood cells. We have to stimulate the organs to work properly. Get a deep breath and exhale. And we treated, on Thursday night, we treated somebody and they were complaining. They said the doctor said, oh, it was carpal tunnel. And they said for a long time. And their job is not real physical, a lot of computer work. And I looked at the person's hands and they were dark. The fingers are dark. And she said, oh, not stained or anything. I looked at it, it's not stained. It's the blood. The blood was dark. When we do the Qigong, you look at your palms and your fingers, right? The blood is not dark. It becomes a nice light to bright red. But this person, the blood was dark, right? The circulation is bad all over here, maybe from the shoulders. it's coming down. There's not enough movement, not enough physical movement to actually pump the circulation system. So you could see on two hands the blood is collecting and it's just turning dark. It's like a bruise, right? It's just sitting in there. So a lot of massage to help move that out, a lot of energy work to open it up. But I told her, you know, just get one of those little squeeze balls. Doesn't have to be hard. We're not going for strength. We're going for movement. Just constantly squeezing and moving the arms and physically manipulating the muscles and the body and to get that movement and to stimulate the body. Yeah. So sometimes we see that in our feet, right? We don't do much or we're bedridden, and then you see the blood pooling and collecting and starts to become that dark purple because it's not moving out. Okay? So we want to expand and stretch. We want to open up the circulation, open up the veins. We want to get rid of all that blockage. Okay? So as you come up, expand. Put your mind on your shoulder blades and the lower dantian. Always a little bit on the lower dantian. And relax. Feel the legs expanding. Feel the top of the head suspended from above. Coordinate your breathing so you're breathing in and your mind goes way up in the sky. And you're pouring that energy, that water, that sunlight down through the top of the head, whichever one makes sense to you. Right? Those visualizations are tools to bring that energy from outside and flow it through the top of your head. A little bit always collecting in your lower dantian, down into the earth. And you let the earth flush and clean out that energy. You can imagine you're standing in the shower and all that clean water is just flushing your body and all the dirt and all the stress going down into the drain. Think inside of your body. Breathe from the earth. Bring your feet in a little. So it's just touching the earth and sinking. Bottom of the feet are totally relaxed and moving from the spine. Stretch a little and use the heart to let it go. Feel the fingertips stretching, expanding just a little bit. Imagine the blood moving in the bones, not just the veins, but in the bones. Imagine that energy flowing through all the muscle tissue. Breathing in, through the ribs, the spine, the neck, the shoulders, the skull, the jawbones, the throat. Coming up from the side and looking over the palms, drop your shoulder blades, expand the fingertips, breathing in and out, gathering. Think of your shoulder blades during the movement. Imagine cables pulling and stretching the fingertips out and the eyes looking way out to the horizon. Scooping down, filling up the whole body, saturating, deep breath. Squeeze all that chi through the whole body. Every muscle squeezing. And then focus in the bones, filling up all the bones and then squeezing all that blood and chi through every bone of your body. Like you're wringing out every bone of your body. And then think of the joints, the ligaments and tendons. Twisting, wrapping, squeezing. And slowly letting go. So everything can rush back into the body. Check your alignment. Your breath is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. Any distractions, acknowledge it, and then bring yourself back to the practice. Eyes looking straight ahead. Check that the neck is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed, the spine, the head is suspended, and the arms are hanging straight down. Check that the hips, the whole pelvic area is relaxed, and the legs are expanding, and just the bottom of your feet are reaching into the earth. Take a deep breath. Let it all out. Breathe naturally, breathe normally, and then begin the warm-ups. Breathing in, relax the shoulders. Think of your shoulder blade and feel the fingertips being pulled. So it's gently pulling your body forward and sink back to center. Expand the palm and then feel everything connect right when you hit that right angle and down. Breathe in. And out. Feel it relax and start to fill and then down. Letting the neck open. Feel it pulling you forward and then centering and then relaxed and then that full feeling and down. Just the head. The palms are constantly turning. Exhale. One last time. Let everything go. And let it go. One hand up, one hand down. Number two, looking to the side. Look first at the fingertips. Just let the other hand drop by the side. Breathe in and turn. Turning just the head. But don't stop the movement of the rest of the body. And don't lock the body. But start from turning the head first. Following the fingertips. Breathing in as you turn. Exhale. Then look at the second finger. Second line, second finger. Just keep dropping the other hand. Exhale. And finally, looking beyond the palm, beyond the fingers to the horizon or the mountaintop. Finish the breath. Finish inhaling, finish exhaling. Scan the horizon. Come back to center. Connect the center of the palms, height of the throat. Think of your throat open, your voice open. Do 3 times. Let your palms move as much as they feel like they're going to move. Drop your shoulders and out and down. Moving to the shoulders. The feet still connected. Turn, fold. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then roll them up and forward. Turn the palms. Pull the shoulder blades forward and down. And just breathe. And forward. Just breathe naturally. Don't restrict any of the movements of your body. Pull forward and then squeeze, rotate and squeeze them together. One more time. all the way down. Relax in one side. Keep the palm open, the fingertips extended. Really pay attention to the shoulder blade. Inside lower corner of the shoulder blade. Feel how the muscles being pulled and stretched, squeezed. Let the body turn, let the head turn. And then come forward when you're ready. Pull the shoulder blade forward, and roll it and squeeze it back. All the way down. Relax and do the other side when you're ready. Make sure the other palm is still open, the fingertips are still being pulled and expanded. Let the body turn, come forward after 3 times. And all the way down. You relax. Back to front. And then front to back. And in those nice big circles when you're done. But take a breath in between first. Relax. And then just loosely. And shaking out the muscles. Just relaxing. And then slow it down. And then put it back together. Breathing in. The palms continuously turning, and exhale. The palms constantly rotating. Think of the shoulder blades. Think of the hip joint. Think of the lower dantian. And then just let the body move. And then start to think of the spine. And start to pull the spine in one direction, left or right, while looking forward and release. And pull the spine. Release. And then pull the spine. Practice that quick little release of the breath, that and that continuous movement after you release the breath. Last one. Relax, take a breath. Okay, then hold the ball, one hand up, one hand down. Right? Joints bent first. Right? Let everything settle. Right? Palms right in the center. Bottom fingers pointing down, top fingers pointing up. Think of the shoulder blades and slowly separate the shoulder blades. Same time the spine is expanding. Wrist is relaxed. Breathing. Right? As you're expanding, keep the breath in the lower dantian, the lower abdomen. Relax up here. As that stretch expands, relax the chest, relax the collarbone. Don't let that stretch fool you into tensing the upper body. Relax the hip, the tailbone, the whole pelvic area. You feel the fingertips being pulled, the feet being pulled into the earth. Take a deep breath and expand. And exhale. Right in front of the heart. Feel the warmth of the palm washing through the forearm. Again, slowly expanding. Right? Expand and relax, and then expand and relax. Expand and relax. Wrist relaxed. Palms right in the center. Elbow joint relaxed. All the joints relaxed. Just letting the body stretch. Feel the spine expanding. Take a deep breath. And exhale when you're ready. So that quick release of the breath, but everything else is smooth and slow. Coiling, breathing in. And exhale when you're ready. Just let that breath go. Let the movement follow. Feel the warmth of the palm. Relax the wrist. Imagine the joints opening. Imagine every vertebrae expanding, stretching. Exhale when you're ready. Not when I'm ready, when you're ready. Last one. The next one we're going to do our spirals. So pull the spine and drop the elbow. Looking at the palm. Pull the spine. Rising, lifting, falling, and turn. Look over the elbow. Breathe in and expand. Pull the spine. Turn. Lift and fall. Feel the palms turning right around the center of the palms. Just go at your own pace, on your own speed. Make your palms nice and large, stretching, expanding the fingers. Turn. Turn. Breathe in and coil. Turn. Turn. Breathe in and coil. And then come back to center. Breathe in and coil. Heart, level of the heart. Sternum nice and proud. Lifted. Just one time. Lift. Tilt the sternum up. Release the shoulders, elbows, forearm, wrist, palms, fingertips. Press one foot into the earth. Sink into that hip joint and think of the lower dantian. And as the other leg releases, bring it back. Relax the shoulders. And then transfer. Remember, you have to let go of the hip joints as you transfer. And relax. Okay, open and close your hands a little. Shake it out. Gently press the feet into the earth. And then slowly start pressing more and more. You want to feel the hip joint expanding. Bottom of the feet totally relax as you expand. Relax the upper body. And then the hands pulling the chi up. Just the palms pulling the chi up. Drop your shoulders. And just the palms guiding the chi down with your feet are pressing into the earth. Sinking into the earth. Just breathe naturally. Back of the hand being pulled. The back of the hand being drawn up while the feet are pressing. Back of the hand being pressed down. Bottom of the hand being pushed up while the feet are still pressing into the earth. Bottom of the hand being pulled down. And then let the feet go. Press one foot into the earth. And as you sink into the hip and the lower dantian, the other heel will release. And as the heel releases, then you begin. Pick up. Use the palms to bring it forward. Use the palms to set it down. Release the hips and shoulders. And then you can transition Pick up the knee as high as you comfortably can and down. Release the hips and shoulders. Transition. Pick up the knee as high as you comfortably can. Keep the mind in the hip joint and the lower dantian. Just picking up the knee as high as you can while keeping the mind in the hip joint and lower dantian. And use the palms to guide the feet up and down and forward and backwards. While it's helping one leg to rise, it's helping the other leg to sink into the earth. While it's helping one leg to press into the earth, it's helping the other leg to rise. And listen to that hip joint. Right here, it has to release. Right here, it has to release. Force the air down. And don't tighten the shoulders. Don't tighten the chest. Pick up the knee as high as you can. Take your time. So warming up and stretching, but also developing those muscles to pick up the leg. Come back to center, hold the ball. Keep the sternum up, the spine expanded. One open and close. And deep into the lower dantian. Loose fists. Again, press one foot into the earth. And as you sink into the hip joint and the lower dantian and the heel releases, then you begin rubbing the rib cage. Pick up the knee as high as you comfortably can. Press the heel, press the knee down, and then lift. Wind it up with your fist. Keep the head suspended and the spine straight. Relax and transition. Exhale. Heel the knee, and then wind it up. Pick it up. Rub against the rib cage. Transition. Open palm now. Heel, knee, and pump the foot. Stretch. And with the palm, lift. Keep the body suspended. Open palm, rubbing against the rib cage. And massaging the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, and spleen. One more time. Breathe in and out. And pull the spine. Let the body turn. Lift. Massage the rib cage. Other side. Heel, knee, foot, and pull the spine. Lift. Gently press both feet down. Pick up the ball. Drop one knee. Pull the spine. Pull the fingertips straight out. Sternum up. Other side. Drop one knee. Pull the spine. Breathing in. Turn. Open. Let that breath go. Other side. Bring the foot back. See, open up the hip joint a little bit more, the pelvic joints a little bit more. Whatever is comfortable. Remember, only do the range of motion that's comfortable. Safe and comfortable. Turn from the center. Pull the spine. And always end with smaller movement to warm down. Come back to center. Pick up the ball. Right, sink into one leg. Pick up the ball. Pick up one foot. As you sink into the hip joint and the lower dantian, and then 45. and then heel and toe. Turn the palms straight up. Connect the center of the palms, the standing foot sinking, pressing into the earth, and the mind in the hip joint of the standing foot and the lower dantian. And switch when you're ready. Yeah, feel that transition. Press, sink into the hip joint, lower dantian, and then 45. Heel and toe. Standing foot, relax the bottom of the foot. Top of the head suspended, and sink this down. Don't get tense up here. Sink that breath down. Relax. Switch when you're ready. Small toe, big toe. And just take your time with that stretch. Switch when you're ready. Always remember in general 3 times, but really do as much as you feel you need to loosen up and be comfortable. And back, right, and relax. And then pull the heels up. Stretch the feet, stretch the toes. If it cramps, just shake it out. Relax, shake it out. And pull the heels, and at the same time pull the hands up. Use that single whip, pulling it up. Straight fingers. The fingers are stretching down. Slowly let go. Like grabbing and pulling, like you're pulling taffy or something straight up, close to you. Right? And then letting go. So you can let it round at the top. Your feet cramp, just shake it out. Right? You can keep adding the feet, or you can let the feet go after 2-3 times. Okay, and then round, open. Just the circles first. Just open palm circles. Yeah, letting the wrist stretch. And then slowly starting to reach with the pinky first. Slowly letting the fingers and the palms spiral. Right, just starting to stretch one finger at a time. And until you start making a fist. So you can make a fist going down, right? Squeezing and lifting and then opening one finger at a time, one joint at a time. And just breathe naturally and take your time. When you open, stretch. When you close, squeeze. It can be a really tight circle if you want. Okay, and then relax, shake it out. And then look at the palms and go down the other way. Down and then out and in. Okay, and remember that these movements really are teacup movements. They're really part of the teacup. As just said, we're just doing only part of the teacup, so we don't think about the teacup. Right, and then same thing, start rounding and start spiraling. So one finger at a time, until eventually you start making a fist. And you come down, you squeeze, the fist goes down and then out, and then open one finger, one joint at a time. And if you wanted, you could do this while pulling the heels up. Right? So you could do the hands and feet at the same time. Practice dropping the shoulder, dropping the elbow, especially right here. Nice tight spiral, and stretching and rounding, spiraling. One last time. Squeeze. Okay, and then shake it out. Okay. So that single whip can come from the side. It can circle down. So it can come from the side, right? It can turn, right? Like it's turning into you. Right? So it can turn into you and come down, and then the single whip and get a little closer. So you can just focus on the hand movement. Right? So you can just turn. Right? So if my palms are out, right, they're turning into me. like scooping. They're going to scoop and then come down and make the single whip. And they're going to scoop in, come down, and make the single whip. So if my back is to you, right, it'll be scooping in and coming down and lifting. And keep this down. Right? Keep this connected to the dantian. Keep the shoulders down. Right? So it can lift up. Right? It can circle, drop, and lift up. Not too high. You can see my shoulder and wrist are just about, well, in this case I lifted it just above the wrist as a lifting move. And as I'm making that move from here, right, this is about the height of my shoulder. As I finish it off, that's where that lift comes in. Okay, so you can pluck straight up, you can pluck side, anywhere in between, right? And so coming in, right, plucking straight up or coming to the side, but the fingers are still stretching forward. And if you go the other way, right, so this is rolling into us, coming down and coming out. If you go the other way, coming down first and then out, right, coming down and then out, down and then, or forward, I'm sorry, coming forward and then down and out, right, out, so facing out, down, and then looking at the palm, and then out, down, and looking at the palms. When you rise, right, that's where the fist is, right? So if you, like lifting the fist, but the single whip takes the place of the fist, right? So coming down, and then the fist, and then you see the hula come out, right? You see the flower movement come out, plucking and come rising. So either the single whip or the fist or just open palm, right? All the same, right? So open palm, fist, or the single whip, the pluck coming out. It's just reversing, rising, right? Or going the other way. I'm getting myself all confused. Going the other way, rising. Wait, what happened? Coming down, right? So coming down and out, open palm, down and out, down and out, and then making the fist, right? Squeezing down and then out, making the fist squeezing. And then instead of a fist, single whip, right? Just drawing and plucking, right? Open, in, single whip, or pulling it to the side, yeah? So drawing and pulling to the side, right? And as much spiral as you want, as much or as little spiraling motion as you want in the whole movement, right? So it could just be making a fist, or it could be really, really spiraling, right? And fist. And bend, let this bend so you get that stretch. And the more you keep it into you, bending down, you can really feel the stretch coming out. So if I'm single whip and the fingers are coming down, it's pulling, right? Pulling in here. So as I've been doing this over the last month with you, I can feel it slowly starting to stretch out. It doesn't hurt as much as before. It doesn't cramp now. Even if I can stretch a little bit more, I can bring it in, make it a little tighter while really pulling down, right? It doesn't just automatically cramp on me. So it's starting to change in here. And then just shake it out. But you can, you can really get all that development. So this is just a reminder, it's just part of the teacup, right? That's the teacup right there, right? We're just doing that top part. Where when we learn the teacup, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is just the 3 and 4. 3 and 4, that's all it is. So we break it down, we don't think teacup, right? But that's what it is. It's part of the teacup, right? From there. Yeah. And it's just nice stretching and strength building. And yesterday I went to my office and I was looking at the dumbbells in front of my office, and thinking, oh, I better do my weights, right? And I've done this before. I just stand there and I just do the teacups, holding the kettlebell or the weights, and I can feel the change after a few weeks. Like, oh yeah, it starts to stabilize. I better do that again. I went up to 3 pounds, trying to do repetitions, and especially because like I said, I really do need to suck it up and go in for surgery because I'm dealing with pains in there. 3 pounds was too much for me doing repetitions. I was trying to do 10 repetitions right one way and then the other way. After a few times, too much strain. I went down to 1 and 2 pounds. 1 pound was really perfect. 2 pounds was perfect if I wanted a little bit more resistance that I could do. But after 2 or 3 sets, or even after doing one set, I could feel like, wow, I'm really tired. And not just the joint, not just because the joint is hurting, but the whole area. Yeah, I was just tired. So 1 or 2 pounds, trying to do 8 to 10 repetitions is a lot. And trying to do that 3 times, oh, it's a lot, right? Because we don't use these muscles in that area, in that way, right, all day long. So even 1 pound, doing repetitions of 8 to 10, 3 sets, right? Well, you won't have that physical strain of trying to just support the weight, but you feel the repetition and you feel it working, and it will help to stabilize that whole shoulder area. And just doing these teacups, and because the because I'm getting these pains, like I said, I have to really suck it up and figure out when to go to surgery to use the kettlebell, which is offset like this, right? As you're moving it through, you have to adjust. I said, for repetition, not right now. Before I could do it, but I said, not right now. It's not worth the pain and the stress on my joint of what I'm doing. So the dumbbell is, keeps it centered, yeah. So as you're doing the movement, it's nice and centered. But I really do encourage you to do these movements holding something and just do that repetition. And it really does help to tone and build up this whole shoulder area. Okay. Yeah, teacups it's that funny, simple little movement in that it's a foundational movement. And the story is they asked the Bagua founder, oh, what's the secret training? And he said, teacups. Like, what? Teacups? Yeah. But there's so much into that movement. Okay, relax. Nice deep breath. Let everything expand. Wiggle it out. Expand. Relax. Deep breath and just imagine everything settling into place, perfectly into place. Okay, connect the sun. It's just trickling a little bit of energy through the top of the head. It's coming down, it's powering up the sun in your chest. And then that breath and a little bit more is going into your lower dantian. The whole facial muscles, all of this, relax them so you can feel them falling. You feel them falling. So that's that feeling of no expression. Just let it go. And while you're letting it go, smile from here, smile from the chest, smile from the heart area. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Check that their head is not forwards. If you need to, sometimes they like to tuck the chin in and pull the head back. But it's really a function of being suspended from above. Right? So the chin will tilt down, and the neck will align with the spine. And check that the breath, the lower abdominal is relaxed, expanding, and releasing. And use the ha sound. Slowly imagine you staring way out at the mountaintop. If your eyes are closed like mine, slowly open them up. Constantly releasing tension. Bottom of the feet are connected to the earth. Gently expanding, sinking into the earth, but the very bottom is relaxed. Top of the head suspended. Shoulders relaxed. And something pulling on the fingertips to open the palm. Take a deep breath to begin. Let it all out. And then normal breathing. Looking straight ahead, look far away. And when you're ready, commencement. Breathing in and slowly picking up, waking up the chi. Drawing it up from the earth. Joining it with your heart. Sinking. Number 2, rolling. Bring it into the body. Feel the arms, the forearms rubbing against the rib cage. Washing, stimulating the stomach, the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder. One open and close. Pull the spine to the right. Pull the palms out and up. Breathing in and then expand the palms. Single whip. Keep on turning. Pull the spine to the left. The transition. Looking at the fingertips first. Pull the spine so you turn 45 and then release. Then you count 1. Pull the spine. Just let that breath go. Feel the fingertips expand and stretch. Finish the movement and then come back to center. Flow right into an open and close. Left side, pull the spine, pull the palms out, rising, breathing in. Look at the right fingers. Transition. First one is a transition. Pull the spine, and then count 1. Pull the spine, Keep the feet pressed into the earth, expanding. Keep the palms expanding. The last repetition. Look way out at the horizon. Look beyond the palms. Look beyond the fingers. Finish the move. Come back to center. Flow right into an open and close. Brushing the knee. The right side first. Pull the spine, pull the fingertips straight up, stretching, expanding the palm. Fingertips forward. Lift the sternum. Drop and turn the palms to center. Stretching the fingers and pull the spine. Hu pipa, play the pipa. Cradle the ball. Right palm under the left elbow. Parry, parry right, and then parry left. Cover. Just flip the hand over. Under the right wrist. Pull the spine outside. Squeeze the fist. Turn so you can feel the left fist touch the rib. And then release. Back to center. Drop the shoulders and elbows, rolling back. Let the body oscillate back and forth. Lift. Relax and pull the chi back to the heart. Smiling. Inner smile. And then the left side. Pull the spine, pull the fingertip. Pull the fingertip forward. Release. Lift the sternum. Roll the palms to the center. Pull the spine to the left. Play the peepaw right here. Release. Right palm shoots under the elbow. Parry right, or parry left, and parry right. Pull and cover. Breathe in and start to grab. Exhale. Squeeze the fist. Pull the spine until you feel the right fist on the rib cage and release. Center. Rolling back. Gather. Compress. Double palms pushing the mountain. Drawing back to the heart. Open and close. Brush the knee, left side, followed by leisurely tying the coat. Left side. Breathe in and out. Lift the sternum. Leisurely tying the coat. Pull this release, then pull the spine to the left. Right hand circles up. Pull the spine left as you circle down and in and release. Palm rolls up. Pull the spine to the left and come out. Expand and release. Double palm and then release. And repeat on the right side. Pull the spine, we do the brush knee first. Fingers come to the front. Pull the spine to the left. Release. Left hand circles up. Body forward and pull the spine to the right. Release. Pull the spine to the right. Release. Keep the fingertip connected to the wrist during that whole spiral. And then release. Drop the shoulders. Fist under elbow. Pull the spine to the right. Release. Drop the right hand. Turn the spine. Release. Right hand grabs a fist and turns up. Drop the elbow. Then pull the spine. Fist on the elbow. Release. Squeeze the fist out. Pull the spine and release. Repulse monkey right. Drop the shoulder. Brush the knee. Lift the sternum. Repulse monkey left. Breathe in. Breathe in. Leisurely tying the coat. Turn. Turn. Release. Turn. Release. Turn. Release. Spiral. Lift the sternum. Release. Left side. Turn. Fist under elbow. Release. Drop the left hand. Turn the spine. Turn the palm. Release. Make a fist. Pull the spine until they line up. Breathe in. Pull the spine. Breathe in. Pull the spine. Repulse monkey. Brush the right knee. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Breathe in. Keep on turning. Breathe in. One more time. Turn. Leisurely tying the coat. Pull the spine to the left. Release. Come out. Turn the body to the right. release. Turn the body to the left a little and release. Turn the body to the right, coiling, release. Lift the sternum. Breathe in and out. Double palm. Lift the sternum. Breathe in. Expand the lower belly. And slowly come down. Connect palms and feet. Press one leg into the earth. Drop the shoulders. Press the other leg. Hip and lower dantian. Pick up the palm. Breathe in. And let everything go. Come up and down. And release. Okay. And before we end the first session, we just want to look at that leisurely tying the coat and the turning of the body. Okay, so that leisurely tying the coat, right? That part there, that wiping and lifting and coming out and that spiraling, right? You really want to let the body turn and coil one way and then release. And then it might coil another way or it might just release and coil back. So if we look at it and get a little closer. Okay. So if we start from a brush knee, right? It starts from the brush knee and the brush knee turns a little, right? You have to turn a little so the body will turn 45, right? So when you release, right, you're going to release, the body turns back, and then you pull the body in the other direction, and you let that hand swing in, and then you release the coil, so you spring back to the front, right? And then you pull the body, right? It's coiling, and then you release the coil right here, right? So you pull the body, it's wiping down, and release. And as the hands rise, you have to pull the body the other way. So pull the body the other way, and then release, right? And then as the hand comes out from here, right, for the hand to come out, we have to pull the body. So if this is my left hand, I have to pull my body to the right. If this is my right hand, I have to pull my body to the left. Right? So I pull my body, the hand comes out, I'm coiling this way, and then release. So when I release, I'm going to spin, right? And double palm, right? So again, if the brush knee, right, from here, turn a little bit, and as I release, my hand comes in. So, right, as I release, the hand comes in, and then I coil a little bit, release, it comes out. As it comes down, I coil, I turn, release, the palm spins up, right? That means palm spins up. As the hand rises, I have to turn the other way a little bit, and then as I release, it comes forward. And then I keep on turning that way. That's the wind up, and as I release, then I come out from there. So part of the movement, you just turn in one way, but when the hands rise, you have to coil this way. So the hands rise, coil this way, so when the hand comes out, right, if I'm coiling this way, when the hand comes out, then my body opens, and it helps to shoot that hand out. When you first learn this movement, they'll say you're pushing or you're issuing from the backhand, from this little fingers, pushing the palm forward. Okay? But as we study, the first learning intent is from the backhand, pushing that hand forward. But then you start switching to the front palm, right, being pulled forward. So the backhand starts pushing, the front hand starts taking over, and the backhand starts following, right, until it's just the whole thing starts moving, and you're just gaining momentum from there. So if you look at the other way, you look at this side, same thing. Right? Well, let's see. I'm going to press, release, hand comes in, coil some more, release, coil, release. And then as it rises, coil the other way, release, and then turn and coil and release from there. Okay, if we go this way, right, we're going to turn, release, the hand comes in, turn some more, release, coil, release, right on that scoop, release. Right? As the hand rises, turn that way, turn into this side hand. Right? It seems opposite at first, and then release. You should hold, and then turn, and then release, and then that comes out. Okay? So sometimes you get every little turn with each movement. Sometimes you miss a few, but it still feels okay. Right? So you don't worry about like, oh, I missed a turn. Right? To get it, you have to slow down so you can really study and see what comes out, and then sometimes just move and see what comes out, and it might just be subtle. Your body is just a small little wave, and sometimes you can hold a coil during several movements. You're really coiling up in several movements, and then it comes out. So instead of say 3 turns and 3 coils, you might only have 1. From there. So last one, just do one more time from here, right? So turn, so the palm comes out, breathe in, right? Coil, release, and then coil, turn the other way, and then turn and coil, and then come out from there. Yeah. So a lot of coiling. And then before we leave, for the standing, one instructor posted a question, and her question was the standing part of this. Let me see. So it comes from the brush knee, it turns, and their question was, when they're stepping back and they come here and they release this leg, how do you keep the students from bending forward? They feel like, oh, they're bending forward when the hands are coming down. Coming out, from here, right here, when the hands come down, they said, oh, their students are bending forward. So this comes back to, it's that simple thing, and you have to trust it, of put your mind in the hip joint and put your mind in the lower dantian. And focus on your balance. Focus on the balance first, right? Get that anchored. So when the hand comes down, I put my mind here, I let it turn. I'm thinking here and here. If I think here and here, right, I'm not thinking upper body, I'm not thinking all of this movement first. I'm just thinking of stable, folding, and being stable. And with my mind focused and locked here, the E focus locked here, I think that will help keep the people from bending forward. And you have to change the habit, right? Because the habit is, the focus is all on the hands in here. So as they come forward, right, the mind, the intent is forward, and they're following the hands down. And she's kind of theorizing that. She thinks they're following the hands down, so the whole intent is going down with the hands and picking up. So you have to change the initial intent. Right? You can tell them, oh, we don't want you to do that, and we want you to be upright. But you have to break that down and say, okay, teach how to be upright first, right? Don't worry about this, don't worry about this. Put the mind here, put the mind here. Right? So put the mind here and just practice coming back. Right? So I'm gonna just practice stepping back, right? Put my mind here, so it folds, let it turn, and put my mind here, so it stabilizes. And you can practice that. If you only think of here, it doesn't feel quite as stable when I'm standing on one leg. But before I pick up that leg, if I put my mind in the hip joint and I put it in the lower dantian, right in the center, right, that 3 inches below the belly button in the center, I can feel that it helps to center and stabilize, right, and focus on here, relax the upper body, keeping the sternum up. So I've mentioned this before. The easiest way to correct your posture is practice lifting the sternum. Just lift the sternum. Right? So instead of saying, "Oh, while you're doing this movement, keep the head up and keep suspended and all of this," right? Keep the sternum up. Right? So 1, 2, keep the sternum up, and then correct. And then you can take other times to really break down the form and look at all those small details. But if you're having those balance issues when you're walking, right, take away the other movements and just practice that step, that sinking, sternum up, right? So that corrects. And then when you correct that posture and it gets more comfortable, more stable, then you can start refining the other movements. But as soon as the body launches forward and you're out of balance, stop and go back. Yeah. So break down the movement. That's a learning thing. Teaching, learning thing, right? Break down the movements, isolate it out, find the simplest part first. And the Taichi is showing us that, right? We have to get the foundation, the core first, those movements that everything else builds upon. And then they'll just come out. Yeah. Okay, let the body expand one more time. Slowly expand every rib, every joint, every vertebrae, and let it go. And again, right, listen for that light feeling. And then as this opens up to that right angle, how the body starts to fill and expand. Rest your hands on your lap. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Remind yourself to relax. Let go of the facial muscles. Open the breath. Open the throat. Think of the lower dantian. Think of this, the lower abdominal area expanding and relaxing. Think of that sun feeding that energy down through the top of your head to the little sun in your own chest. Think of that smile coming out, that inner smile. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Yeah. Okay. So we'll close this up first. Yeah. Okay, warm up your face. Just gently. Comb your hair, just the fingertips, front to back, center to outside, 3 times. Okay, and same thing but tapping. Front to back, center to outside. Yeah, unroll the ears. Tap the back of the neck. And then pull those muscles away from the back of the neck. Turn the head. Oh, I had an adjustment. Outside, top, inside, under, bottom. Oh, as the weather changes, as it gets colder in the morning, a little slower, yeah, it's a little warmer this year. But if it gets colder, this slapping is a nice way to wake up the body in the morning. Wake up the chi, wake up the organs. Yeah. I haven't done it for a long time, but you see them outside, they'll slap this way, or they just turn, and turning from the center, and the arms will swing, and then eventually they just let the arms slap the body. Yeah, from there, there's a whole sequence of just swinging really loose, or just swinging, and those come across up here, and the back will go here. I haven't done this slapping in a long time. Yeah. And then eventually it becomes where that snap, right? So when you snap one way, right, the hand goes the other way. You snap the other way, the hand goes the other way. In the beginning, it's just letting it go, right? Letting it swing. But then eventually it's like turn, and then turn, twist. So it slaps from there. All right. Hands up. Nice deep breath. Can you imagine you gathering that sun, guiding it into your body, that inner smile? Yeah, just making sure your body is always plugged in, always charging up. Right hand, left hand. Okay, let me turn off my phone.